Aloha kākou apau. Welcome again to Voices of Truth, one-on-one with Hawaii's Future. I'm Kai Upua 5 with the Kiwani Foundation, and today, as you can see, we're here with our good friend, Soli Niheu. We came out to Waimea, and we're happy to catch him here, and we're actually sitting inside the Hale Halawai that Soli has been working on for,
About a year.
About a year.
Yeah.
And a lot of progress. We have some footage from different stages in the progression of the construction, which I know Peter is going to put in so people can see what it started and how we made progress and where you're at today. So, Soli, mahalo for being here. We're glad we connected with you this trip.
Aita pea pea. Aole no. Aole no kirikia.
Yeah, Mike, I'm glad that you were here. We're sitting in this Hale Halawai, and I tell you what, it feels good to me. It looks strong with all of these big timbers supporting.
Ohia.
Very substantial posts. What a nice structure.
They survived the earthquake.
Survived the earthquake. That's
Yeah,
right. I haven't been here since the earthquake.
Yeah.
And looks like everything's
Like
solid.
two earthquakes.
Huh?
Yeah, two earthquakes.
Two earthquakes since then. I know there's a lot of stuff came down around the island.
Oh, definitely.
So it looks like a good indication. But I know when we were here
Even
last time,
Pu'ukohola came down.
Pu'ukohola started to crumble.
Yeah.
The water system,
Yeah.
broken, and a lot of people had things busted up. But I know the way you built this. I mean, you have a good foundation. You got good frame, good structure, and every one of the walls is a diaphragm. Every one is a shear wall.
All shear wall.
So I mean, this thing is here to stay. Got a little bit more work to do, but it takes a little bit of money and a little more time. I know that when we first started hearing about this project, we had no idea this was going to turn into this beautiful structure. But I think you've maybe had this vision for a long time, huh?
Well, basically what happened was that my health wasn't too good looking, and in my original house, it was my study, my kitchen, my bedroom, my bathroom, and it's only 8 by 16.
Mm-hmm.
And some of my friends were quite concerned with my living conditions, that it wasn't in the best shape or
Not ideal.
not ideal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up here one may get really cold.
Right.
So Dwight Kondo, one of my old friends from Save Our Surf, decided to raise some money to fix up my shack.
Yeah.
And at first I was quite embarrassed for him to offer me such, make an offer to help fix up my house.
Kokua, huh?
Yeah. So I kind of, I said, mahalo, but, I don't need it.
Sometimes kind of hard to accept.
Yeah. It's,
Although, how many years have you been doing the same thing for other people?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
when they needed something, you knew about it. You just go help them do it.
But when it,
Other way around is kind of
it's
different.
hard,
right?
it's hard, yeah.
Yeah.
But then Ku Ching decided to take no for he didn't take no for an answer. So he started.
He's kind of stubborn.
Stubborn.
There's other words too, I heard of.
He's being polite. But anyway, he took over the fundraising because he felt that my health is important. But also at the same time that when Ku started doing the fundraising, I was thinking of all our elders who have passed away, and I felt that I owe them. over them something.
Got a kuleana for them.
Yeah. So like in memory of their efforts, I went along with Ku to honor them. People like Sam Lono, Teema, Stanford Achi, and even those from the South Pacific, like Mautero, Eva, and Hone Hippolyte. They were the early warriors who put their lives on the line. And of course, Tahiti, you had Ben Nui Tiriti Hau and Eva Rickard from Raglan. You know, all those people who gave their lives, their fortunes, and their time. And they did not see the liberation of the country. So this is just a reminder to me and to other people who visit here that these were the early pioneers. So like with that in mind, Ku raised about $10,000. And fortunately we had his brother, Poihaole, David Ingram.
Sure.
He was the main man as far as.
Oh, David is something else.
He was a master carpenter.
Yeah, yeah.
So he stayed here 4 months.
He's also stubborn too.
Oh, really?
He gets on something and he just locks his teeth in, you know.
He locked in for 4 months, man.
Yeah.
Not only that, he donated $3,000.
Yeah.
You know, time and his money. And
well, David has been dedicated to the cause, you know. I mean, and he has the skills. I mean, he's like you know, construction all the way.
Yeah.
Been doing it all his life, project manager. So, but to take 4 months off and come over, I missed him when I was here.
Yeah.
I think he was taking a little break, but oh no, we certainly appreciate his efforts. And but I never realized that part of your drive was that this would be kind of a memorial or a monument to the people that you just named.
Those are my heroes.
And that's what we really need to put out, because you know, a lot of what we do with the Voices of Truth is try to encourage people, you know, that there are little victories going on, that that we are moving forward. We may be a little discouraged at times, but we are making progress. And when you put it in the perspective of all the folk who came before, I mean, they may not have realized a full success, and we haven't either yet, but the main thing is the battle is still going on, you know, and that we're still moving forward, and we have to pay tribute to those who have gotten us to where we are now.
That's why nothing has been written about the earlier warriors and what they did, you know. It's just kind of like people forget.
Yeah. It's important for us to remember.
It's a memory that of those people who came before us, who walked the walk and talked the talk.
Yeah.
That they be remembered. And this is just my way of, you know, honoring those people.
Fantastic. Yeah. This is not just a shelter. It's and it's not just a memorial either. I think this is like a marae.
This is walking the walk.
Yeah.
Structure.
And this is, I mean, it's strong. You know, the elements up here in this area, I mean, a beautiful area, but it can be
devastating.
Can be devastating.
The wind comes through here.
Whip style.
You know, at like 80 miles an hour.
Yeah. But you got a good strong shelter, and I can see people just filling this place at times, you know.
In fact, we had several occasions to host different people who are part of the movement. Like next week, Saturday, I'm hosting a member of Parliament, New Zealand Parliament, His name Hale Halawai,
Yeah, I've seen it on the email.
and then he's the son of Papkihei Halawai, who is one of the principal founders of the rebirth of sovereignty in Aotearoa. And their movement is called Tino Rangatira Tanga.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, he's going to spend a couple of days here with me. But also, this place is welcome to anybody in Pacific. Anybody in our country, te moana nui. Because I don't consider Hawaii just
Isolated. Huh?
isolated.
No.
It's the Pacific.
Yeah.
Kapapi pika.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've traveled around. We've all, you know, you've traveled around. We've traveled around, and we go to other places. You mentioned Aotearoa. When we go there, they have places like this where people get together and you can host people. You have a place to stay. You have a place to be sheltered, a place to gather and talk. Food is provided. Cultural exchange, political discussions.
Definitely,
You know?
that's what I went there in 1981, and boy, I was floored by. I mean, like, they've allowed the debate.
Yeah.
Papa.
Talk it up.
The one who wins is the one who's last standing. They talk for 3 or 4 days, you know.
Yeah.
So first time I went there, they told me that shame on me, you know. You know, I'm teaching all the young Maori people to revolt.
Yeah.
You know. Oh man, he said all Hawaiians should be banned from the marae. Well, needless to say, he died about 4 months later.
Yeah.
In a car accident.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But you know, we've Hawaiians. The link to Aotearoa has grown stronger and stronger over the years, and a lot of interaction. We went down for WIPSI, World Indigenous Peoples Conference on Education, and our group from Kauai went down early and spent one week with on a marae, and then went forth and went out to the schools and the different schools and visited the different tribes. Great exchange, but every place we went, you had a place to receive people. You had a place for hospitality and for protocol.
That's what we should have here.
Exactly.
You know, my goal is to have a Hale Halawai every 20 miles.
There's got to be. It needs to be.
So that we can walk from meeting to meeting instead of depending on oil and gas.
Well, that's pretty ambitious. Personally, I was just thinking, wow, we need one on Kauai.
Yeah,
but I mean, we need one in every district, at least.
Every district.
You know, people have got to have a place to come
So
together.
when you guys going to start, let me know.
We need the plans. You got the prototype. It looks pretty good to me.
We have a crew that, like for example, Tom Anthony and Harvey Hiliko of King's Landing. You know, they're building 2 maraes, one in King's Landing and one in Pane'ewa.
I didn't know that. Yeah, fantastic.
So they're moving along.
Well, you know, over talking about King's Landing, there was, you know, the big tent that they used to have there at the end of the road going in. That kind of served a purpose, you know, when you think about it. But I have to look real hard, and Bumpy has, you know, his place over in Waimanalo, and that served. So if we start thinking about it, you know, the function is in some of the locations. When I look at Kauai, and I'm thinking about, well, where do we gather, you know? And sometimes it's the Hawaiian Homelands Community Center, you know. But as far as a place like this, we need one. We need a couple, you know, at least on each island. And the thing that it does is it encourages people to get together. And you talk about
your island, I think, should be one on the west side, one on the east side, and one on the south side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you know, need at least that many.
Especially like in Hanalei.
Yeah.
You know, one in Nokuli, maybe.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're definitely.
And one in Papkihei. Sure, let's go with that.
Sure, maybe we could just occupy some of the existing facilities.
Yeah. As a start.
Well, and I think it's fantastic, and I, as far as the memorial aspect, the monument, I mean, that to me, that's key too, because every island, every area that has their people, they need to recognize and keep recognizing. I mean, that's part of recognize our progress, where we came from and how we've progressed, and let everybody know, you know, that we're moving forward and these people helped. And we're either standing on their shoulders or they're in back of us pushing us even if we don't know it, you know?
Yeah, all right, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And even like the present generation too, you know, look at the young people coming up. You gotta teach them to do the right thing, you know. Even though they're akamai and have energy, sometimes they go astray. Like how I used to go astray when I was.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's,
but now there's more of them, see? So
there are, and actually I think a lot of them are pretty solid. They may not have the same kind of connection, but
in
a lot
time
of them
they will.
Yeah, in time they will, but I'm feeling pretty good about what I'm seeing in our young people, because they are smart, they know how to cope with things, but they're also getting back and grabbing a hold of the cultural, the traditional way of doing things. So I feel really good. I mean, you know, the young folks who are coming out that we're bumping into are top notch.
Yeah, they, you know.
We were at, yesterday we were at Kanuoka Aina.
Oh.
And talked to some people there. I mean, that's one thing that's happening really good, you know, the young people, the teachers, the educational aspect. The day before we were in Punaluu, you know, and so we learned about, you know, some of the Kukulu Kamahana workshops, community type get-togethers for the children over there. So there's a lot of good stuff going on, and that's...
Yeah, Keola was part of a group called Kukulu Kumohana.
Correct.
And they went around doing workshops.
Yeah.
Years ago.
And still doing them.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that Kuka Hakala was actually part of that early Kukulu movement.
Another one is Kanani Anton.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, she was part of the early.
Well, another one on Molokai is Moki Kim. And I don't know if you know Moki, but I mean, that's what he's been doing on Molokai for years. You know?
Moki is my cousin.
Well, maybe you know him then. Yeah. Well, we work with him in Native Hawaiian Education Council.
He's Hawaiian Korean.
Yeah, exactly.
His family is from Kauai.
Yeah.
Kapau.
Yeah.
His grandfather was Kim.
Yeah.
So he changed his name
Mm-hmm.
to Kim, took the name of his wife, Kapahu.
Ah.
So he came Kim Kapahu.
Ah. Well, Moki is one who's been, you know, working with the young people in out in the Aina, you know, on the ocean.
Yeah.
No classroom, walls constricting them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been going on all around the place. But I mean, you could even have those kind of things here too, you know, with this kind of a big shelter, big gathering.
For the time being, I'm going to focus on political.
Yeah, well.
Only because there's not enough political education going among the cultural practitioners.
I agree. I mean, there's a lot of education, a lot of going on, and not as much on the active political governance side.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. Although we do have a couple of folks who have, younger folks who are going out. Malia Nobriga is doing more, interacting internationally. We were really pleased. Kiwane Foundation, we recommended Cal Naismith from Kauai to go down for UNITAR training, peace building training sponsored by United Nations in Australia. He went down a week before last.
Oh, yeah.
So I was fortunate a couple of years ago to take it in Switzerland. I was there for the working group, Indigenous Populations, and Mililani recommended me for the 1 week training, so I went. And so then since then they've been asking for recommendations. This year we recommended Cal Naismith, and we had his, you know, his resume and the things he's done in the community and so forth already up. So we just sent it to him and they said, he's on. So he went, and then another wahine from Oahu went. We just bumped into her yesterday. So we had a wahine and a kane from Hawaii who went down to Australia and participated in this peace building training. And it's really terrific because people from all over the world come and they learn how to actually how to structure negotiations, how to anticipate what the other side wants, and how to try to get what you want. You know,
What's how do what? Diplomacy.
peace building training. Yeah, that's what they call. But you know, it's getting out there and meeting all these other folks. I mean, the ones we met were a lot of people came from Africa, and some of the legal experts had participated in the apartheid work down there. And so we had people who were victims and people who were a part of the other side of the process, and the way they discussed things was very interesting. But I agree. I think there is needs to be a lot more focus on the political side, and so we have to continue to be looking for those who seem to have that kind of energy, you know, to go in that direction. So I know, like the things that you do internationally and throughout the Pacific. You know, I know we have several mature Kanaka who are doing this, but we need the younger folks too coming up. So if we're spotting any, we're encouraging them. You know.
Well, like for example, on Maui we have Kalikoa Ka'eo.
Yeah.
Oh, solid.
Yeah.
Left and right and up and down.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. We talked to him in let's see, March.
Yeah. And you also have from Halau Kumana, Noi Goodyear Kapu, what's her name? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
one of the teachers there.
Yeah, we have some.
Winchester,
Yeah.
several others.
Hina Wong,
Yeah, Hina Wong. Oh, she's
Yeah.
solid. Oh, she's solid.
always out there and always has students right there with her too.
Boy.
So I mean, there's a whole
Coming up.
generation coming up right there. You know, my hair's standing up on my arms. You know, thinking about it. But there is positive stuff going on, and it's recognition. We're in for the long haul. So multi-generational perspective. Huh?
Ikaika Hasi.
Yeah. Ikaika was in Geneva with me a couple of times.
Yeah, good.
Very smart, articulate, quick mind. You know.
Yeah.
And so, there's Huipu folks who are coming up.
Oh, yes,
you know,
another, yeah.
you got a lot of younger
Andre
folks.
Perez.
Andre.
Oh, he's a.
I was following
What do you
the
say?
following the discussions. When he was going to.
He's a young Skippy. That's Andre.
Yeah.
He's a young Skippy.
Yeah. Well, he's ready. He's ready to go. Do what's got to be done. We were interested in.
See, maybe we should send him to diplomacy school.
I don't know. That maybe not.
He needs it sometimes, though.
Yeah, that's true. But we need different kinds of activism. Different layers and different degrees of it, I think. And there's time for different kinds of skills. And I think a lot of those guys are matching up with their kuleana now. So it's interesting to watch. But I know when Andre was, going for the visit to Pa'ao and Kamokuhono, it was interesting to see some of his revelations, about what he was seeing and his encounters with some family members that, gave him different way of looking at things. It's a learning experience, that's for sure. Well, this is very encouraging here. Sabre and I have to go back to Kauai and locate the place, and we need the same kind of thing on Kauai. At least get one started, and then make use of it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have the structure. It's another thing to get the Kanakas involved and participating.
That's why I'm very fortunate in that we had several work parties up here, and people from the movement on this island. Mm-hmm. The peace movement and the independence movement came here and donated their labor and time.
Yeah. Well, like the canoe pulled people together with certain energies. A project like this, you're swinging a hammer next shoulder to shoulder with a guy, gives you time to kind of, rub up against each other. I did a little bit of nail pounding the day that we came out here.
Good thing you came, he's tall.
Well, but I'll tell you what, when you're using salvage material, you remember how hard that wood gets.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you had that big axe,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
that
you-
rigging
you
axe,
know,
because I love that for driving those nails. But it makes your wrists remember what it's all about, the hard work. Well, I'm happy that this is going to be coming together. It's all closed in now, solid. But evidently, you know, you got the finished work. Got some finished work to go. You got more lashing. The lava. We got some photos, and we'll be showing that. So it's coming together, and we're supportive of that, and we keep you in mind at all times. On my computer, I've got a shot of you and a wife and a daughter, and David Ingham kneeling down in front of
Wife.
or past some females, and David Ingham kneeling down in front of a tractor, one of the tractors, and that's on my screen, on my screensaver. So that one comes up every once in a while, makes me kind of laugh a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, I had all my 3 ex-wives come visit here.
Yeah, you got to bring them in. Hey,
Well, they came.
resources.
I'm glad
right?
they came.
Sure,
No hard feelings, you know.
of course not. You know, you get up to a certain age and you can look
We
back.
still
and-
all love each other.
There you go. That's what it's about. We talked about that earlier today, you know. So, but at any rate, Soli, we're very pleased to have a little bit of time to visit with you. You made a trip down South Pacific recently, huh? Not too
To
long?
Fiji, yeah.
To Fiji.
We have to regroup our forces and the movement has been, how would you say, the independence movement has been put in the background because of other problems of the occupiers and the colonists, you know, like water and
The daily
global
issues.
warming and,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
marine, you know, stuff like that.
anyway, we look forward to your continued activism and your drive and your input and your mana'o and participation, and want to support any way we can. So I want to say thank you very much. Glad we got you here today. And we want to say thank you to you folks out there watching. We got a good idea here. Maybe you can help build your marae, your Hale Halawai in your districts. Mahalo, folks. Kaiopua 5 for the Kiwani Foundation, Voices of Truth, one-on-one with Hawaii's future, and Soli Niheu, solidly in that future. Ahui ho.